Kamikaze sheep. It was time to attack the good fairy's fortress and to put an end to that detestably good person. The Fairyland Flattening Evil's armies had reached the good fairy's fortress. As usual, the evil horde tried the brute force approach.
Exactly! Forwards, you evil horde! Attack with absolutely no tactical finesse whatsoever, and nothing but brute force! Ha 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 ha!
That's not very nice of you, my dumplings. I'm afraid my transformation towers won't be happy with your behavior and will finish you little sweeties off. See, you little cuddly wuddlies, you shouldn't mess with a good fairy. And now, do be sweethearts and surrender. And then I'll bake you some cookies too.
Cookies! Wait, what am I saying? We're gonna kick that old bag's ass. It's just... how are we gonna get past those towers?
Once again, Talia showed little, very little tactical finesse. Apparently, she had forgotten what happened in the last mission.
Why? What happened?
Okay, one more time for the idiots in the audience. It was all about sheep. The towers here turn creatures into sheep. So sheep remain sheep. Plus, we have plenty of dynamite. Computer game history has shown us just how useful explosive sheep can be.
Ah, okay, great plan. Well then, we'll load the sheep with dynamite and send them up against the good fairy's fortress.
Well, this bad boy is certainly an unpleasant fellow. I'd better send out my 7 dwarves to take care of this problem.
I'm the Queen of Evil.
So you don't want to surrender, my little cupcakes? That's really too bad. Forwards, my sweets, and make that dungeon obsolete.
The first sheep had been loaded with dynamite and was ready to be sent loudly bleating against the good fairy's defenses.
Oh, Bitsy Pookums, that's really not very nice of you. Yuck! Who's going to clean all this up?
Everything good must die. Good will fall. Who do you want dead? Must die. Ooh, ah. Desire.
Another horde of suicidal sheep appeared with a baa and stood waiting for the bleating evil to give them their orders. Another group of dynamite-loaded sheep was ready to either fly to the moon or march against the good fairy's fortress. Payday! Another group of dynamite-loaded sheep was ready to either fly to the moon or march against the good fairy's fortress. There are enemies in your dungeon. Uh-oh, a spider nest has been unearthed. Grumpy, one of the good fairy's 7 dwarves, confronted the... Having once again sent its creatures up against the transformation towers out of pure spite, the deaf as a doorpost evil now looked somewhat perplexed as it gazed upon its new herd of sheep.
No! I'll be back.
Another group of dynamite-loaded sheep was ready to either fly to the moon or march against the good fairy's fortress. The dungeon heart is being attacked. Another horde of suicidal sheep appeared with a baa and stood waiting for the bleating evil to give them their orders. Heyday!
Death from above!
Enemies have entered the dungeon.
Pumpkin, did you destroy one of my transformation towers? I don't find that the least bit heartwarming. In fact, I'm afraid it made me slightly angry.
Another horde of suicidal sheep appeared with a baa and stood waiting for the bleating evil to give them their orders. The dungeon heart is being attacked.
Ah!
Another group of dynamite-loaded sheep was ready to either fly to the moon or march against the good fairy's fortress.
Sweet cakes, I'm getting just a little tired of you. Now, I'm just going to send my little hero bears directly into your dungeon.
Hero portals opened in the perplexed evil's dungeon. It would be wise to prepare to defend it. There are enemies in your dungeon.
For evil!
The dungeon heart is being attacked.
For evil!
The dungeon heart is being attacked.
Ouch! Ouch!
There are enemies in your dungeon.
Ouch! Ouch! Ah! Evil is unstoppable! You showed him! For evil!
Another group of dynamite-loaded sheep was ready to either fly to the moon or march against the good fairy's fortress. The cruel evil's armies had located Sleepy the dwarf, who yawned as he slowly faced the evil creatures. Another group of dynamite-loaded sheep was ready to either fly to the moon or march against the good fairy's fortress. Enemies have entered the dungeon. Enemies have entered the dungeon. These sheep.
Buttercup, why are you attacking one of my transformation towers? It takes a long time for my elves and fairies to build one of those.
Another group of dynamite-loaded sheep was ready to either fly to the moon or march against the good fairy's fortress.
You desire? Hasta la vista, baby!
Enemies have entered the dungeon. Another group of dynamite-loaded sheep was ready to either fly to the moon or march against the good fairy's fortress.
Everything evil comes. I knew.
With a loud achoo, Sneezy the dwarf faced the didn't give a damn about film fairy tales evil armies. That's such a good Sneezy rattled a last sneeze before falling to the ground under the blows of the wicked evil creatures. There are enemies in your dungeon. The globe-trotting evil armies had tracked down the dwarf Happy, who threw himself at the creatures with a broad grin on his face.
Ha! We destroyed that village with ease. Good work! But now it's time to kick this fairy's ass. We'll rip off her wings one by one, we'll flatten her, we'll mess up her head.
Cookie Pops, what have you done there? I'm going to have to write that down in your good bee book.
Another horde of suicidal sheep appeared with a baa and stood waiting for the bleating evil to give them their orders. Heroes are on their way to one of your islands of evilness. Another horde of suicidal sheep appeared with a baa and stood waiting for the bleating evil to give them their orders.
Gumdrop, Please keep your hands off my transformation towers. They're not paid for yet.
Good will fall.
The merciless evil had destroyed a small hero camp. A foretaste of its brilliant victory over the good fairy?
Pumpkin, what are you doing? That's really not very nice of you. Bad boys don't get to lick the cake spoons later. Come, my sweet. Show those villains one just doesn't do that kind of thing.
The Snow White despising evil had found the dwarf Dopey, who, without saying a single word, faced off against the creatures. Another group of dynamite-loaded sheep was ready to either fly to the moon or march against the good fairy's fortress.
I will destroy this land.
There are enemies in your dungeon. Enemies have entered the dungeon. Heyday.
Destroy the good.
Defend the dungeon heart.
Not even death can stop me. Will fall.
Another horde of suicidal sheep appeared with a baa and stood waiting for the bleating evil to give them their orders. The dwarf Bashful, a rather shy fellow, blushed a bit as he stood to face the not really known for its bashfulness evil's horns. Bashful the dwarf bit the dust. He blushed one last time and then breathed his last.
Evil is unstoppable!
The Fairyland Flattening Evil's armies had destroyed the hero camp outside the Good Fairy's stronghold. Good work. Next stop, the Good Fairy's fortress.
Honey Bunch, what are you doing there? You really are very naughty today.
Another horde of suicidal sheep appeared with a baa and stood waiting for the bleating evil to give them their orders. Another horde of suicidal sheep appeared with a baa and stood waiting for the bleating evil to give them their orders.
What? Time to take out the trash. Destroy them all!
Another horde of suicidal sheep appeared with a baa and stood waiting for the bleating evil to give them their orders. Enemies have entered the dungeon.
Everything.
Your dungeon heart is under attack.
Just wait. Take that, you worm! Destroy the goods!
With a baa, the dynamite-equipped sheep plunged into a horde of enemies, which quickly disintegrated into tiny pieces with a joyful boom. Another group of dynamite-loaded sheep was ready to either fly to the moon or march against the good fairy's fortress. It's payday. Another group of dynamite-loaded sheep was ready to either fly to the moon or march against the good fairy's fortress.
Gumdrop, please keep your hands off my transformation towers. They're not paid for yet.
Another group of dynamite-loaded sheep was ready to either fly to the moon or march against the good fairy's fortress.
I want Tanos's head.
With a baa, the dynamite-equipped sheep plunged into a horde of enemies, which quickly disintegrated into tiny pieces with a joyful boom.
Tanos's head.
another group of dynamite-loaded sheep was ready to either fly to the moon or march against the good fairy's fortress.
Pumpkin, did you destroy one of my transformation towers? I don't find that the least bit heartwarming. In fact, I'm afraid it made me slightly angry.
Another horde of suicidal sheep appeared with a baa and stood waiting for the bleating evil to give them their orders.
Want Tanos's head?
There are enemies in your dungeon. It didn't seem to matter to the callous evil that Talia had died yet again. Although she was sure to return, it should take better care of her next time.
Nothing can stop. Oh! I am.
The dwarf-trashing evil's armies had discovered Doc, the leader of the dwarves. With a hi-ho, hi-ho, he threw himself at the evil creatures. The leader of the dwarves. The dreadful evil had put all 7 dwarves in the ground. This meant that a lot of fairy tale books and a film or two had to be rewritten, but hey, it was definitely worth it.
Baby Kings. Did they kill the 7 dwarves? What a disgraceful thing to do. You're going to bed tonight without dessert, I'll tell you that.
Heyday.
orders.
Another horde of suicidal sheep appeared with a baa and stood waiting for the fleeting evil to give them their orders.
So, you invaded my fortress, did you, Sugar Pie? I'm afraid I'm going to have to give you a little beating for that. But if you're ready to run it, you can have a blunt of the boot.
Time to pick up the trash. Destroy them all.
Sugar Plum, that's really not very nice of you. Fairyland still needs me.
Ha 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 ha. That's all she wrote. And the moral of the story is good guys never win in this biz.
Now, if there was a prize for the worst rhymes, you'd surely take first place. Huh. The happy end rejecting evil had triumphed and really shown the good fairy where the hammer hung, or the mace of evil. So that made it time to extend the trophy wall. At the same time, Fairyland was liberated. Never again would anyone fill the bellies of innocent wolves with stones, or shove any poor witches into ovens, and no little men on stilts either. An evil, in brackets, was added to the name Fairyland. And if Talia hasn't died...
Oh yeah, I didn't die. Ha 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 ha! I won! Time to get my recorder out and play a victory song.
Okay, well then you play your victory song. I think I'll just have a drink or two and pray for some memory loss. And if Talia hasn't died, then she's still out there somewhere giving the good guys a damn good thrashing.